J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm here with the lovely Kelly Lee, as always. What's up, Kelly? How you doing?
Hey Jay, how are you? Hey JC.
Y'all doing all right?
All right. Hold on, it's a little too zoomed in right here. What's up, JC? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. Bless up to everybody.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so we're gonna talk a little bit about a couple things that's been going on lately. I wonder it's too close up. I see I got the wrong camera on there. I'll say those laptop cameras sometimes, man. But anyway, so a lot happened in the last week. Unfortunately, one of the Migos was killed. We'll talk a little bit about that, and is being a rapper probably one of the most dangerous careers out there. I mean, it ain't looking too good to be a rapper these days. I remember when Pac and Biggie was killed, that was like a shock. But, it ain't looking too good to be a rapper. And then Kanye, he done been in the news, stay in the news lately for all kind of reasons and things. So talk a little bit about that and some of the stuff he talking about. Some people talking about they're gonna start a GoFundMe page for Kanye to help him be a billionaire again.
Oh my gosh.
that would actually make him a billionaire because he was only a billionaire on paper. They raised that money. Yeah, I don't know about that one. And then Elon and Twitter and some other stuff. So we'll see how it go and get into it. So, yeah, definitely. So we kick it off with the Migos and what happened with his name Takeoff, right? I'm not too familiar with the Migos that lately that often. But he was murdered, and he was only 28 years old, and it say he was fatally shot outside of a party in Houston, and I don't know. Kelly, what do you think about rappers nowadays? It seems like they always get taken out at an early age, and it just seemed like another unfortunate situation right here.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. It's just everything is just dangerous, especially over here now. I mean, the younger guys, they're just pulling out guns, taking people's lives, messing up families, destroying homes. At one point it was like an art form. The life transitioned into art, and now the art, they're forcing it into that crazy lifestyle. So, from what we hear, this guy was an innocent bystander. He was basically in the wrong place at the wrong time. He didn't even initiate the beef. It happened from his uncle, and he beefing with somebody else because of losing money. And who pull out this, this guy got shot. He didn't even have no beef.
Yeah, and then people that wasn't even involved got shot. I don't know the details. Some people say could have been over a woman they might have been involved with. He could have been
gambling. I think they were gambling.
Right.
And they lost some sort of money. Some money was lost. And people get hot when they lose money. It don't matter how much money you got, right? If I got $10 and I lose $7, I'm hot. So if you got,
that's known.
10 grand and you lose $7, you pissed off. So you gambling, you get hot, and then you pull out just like that. Like, come on now, that's ridiculous to lose a life. But I'm seeing this. Gina mentioned it in Discord. I am seeing this. That's gonna mess up their family, because now you looking at you caused some beef, and your nephew and your cousin died because of something that you did, and they didn't have nothing to do with it. How you gonna live with that?
That's kind of messed up. JC, what's up? What you think about what happened?
All right. So first of all, let me just say this, man. To his family, you know what I mean? His close friends, ones who really knew this individual who really knew him. You know what I mean? Outside of the fame, outside of the so-called glamour, you know, definitely rest in peace, you know, and to his family. Let's just give me some condolences first. One thing I want to say about this to everybody out here who rapping, who listen to rap, you can't believe everything these guys are talking about that they've done. Less than 1% of these guys are really about that life. Let's just be honest. Just gonna keep it real. You know, a lot of these artists right here who come in here talking about they started from the bottom, now they here. Guess what? They father, they mama, they was already in the music industry. They ain't start from no bottom. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah,
right?
Drake started from Degrassi.
Hello. Hello. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Migos didn't start, but I'm just saying we can't take them literally. The second thing is you got to think about it like this, people. All right. If you left from where you grew up from, right? Like me, I left where I grew up from. There's no way I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna shoot dice where I ain't got no business shooting dice. And here what I'm saying is, right? I'm not saying the other guy or whatever Curve didn't have the same money he did. I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I'm saying is that if I'm gonna shoot dice, right? If I'm gonna shoot dice, I'm shooting dice with millionaires.
Yeah, we at the casino.
Right, we at the casino. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it out in the streets because we already know they want their money, they get hot. We already know that. That's for one. You know what I'm saying? For two, it's a senseless crime. It's something that just makes no sense. I mean, especially like, I mean, we're talking about money. People get heated. If you got millions of dollars, I mean, what's the point of getting mad? Hey, you won, walk away. It's good to go.
That might be the problem. You won and you rich, man. Bust his head.
I think it was the other way around, but you know, when y'all get hot, pride comes into play. Pride comes into play. So it's not even the money no more. It's pride or ego.
I just broke him off. Hey, y'all, I broke him off, man.
Right.
Yeah. Dang. So that's even kind of more sad if he was winning. I mean, if he was losing and got into it, like, dude, you couldn't have lost enough that it was worth it. Correct. You know what I mean?
But his uncle was the one who was gambling, Jay. He wasn't even gambling. From what they say, he was sitting in the cut. He had nothing to do with it.
He never said anything, as a matter of fact. Wrong place.
Wrong time, right? He was innocent.
Yeah, that's definitely messed up. And he was the youngest one out of all of them. So, dang. So, yeah. And I don't know. There was what? One was the aunt. One was the nephew, and then what was the cousin? Yeah. Yeah, as far as rap goes, man, I was just so shocked and amazed when Pac and Biggie was killed. And now it seems like rappers, man, I don't know the numbers, but it's a lot of them get killed all the time. Even local rappers get killed nowadays and things. And you know, you just don't think of that with actors. You don't see Arnold Schwarzenegger or, you know, action stars having to live up to that. So I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know why the rap industry is that you have to keep it real, and it's real. It's entertainment like everything else, but I don't know how that became that way. I got my boy Larry in the building, freshly.
What up?
Hey, Larry.
Maybe
you're not keeping it real, Jay.
Yeah, chime in on that. What's up?
You're not keeping it real. You should be a gang leader in prison, because you know it is absolute lunacy that rappers are the only ones that think they have to live their actual stage persona. You know, I mean it's I can't even imagine, like, could you imagine Stallone being like, I'm gonna go get me a big ass Bowie knife and go hide up in the mountains and fight some local sheriffs,
right? Or go to Afghanistan.
Yeah, I mean it's just absolutely crazy. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I don't see any country western people up there trying to act like they're this crazy. You hear these songs with these country western people. They're up there running from the police, doing all kinds of craziness, you know, getting into fights and shootouts and everything else in their music, and then talking about you don't see them up there doing this foolishness. You know? I mean, it's just I don't understand why these rappers feel the need to try and live up to a stage, you know, to a stage persona. That's all it is. You're not really. You're not really.
If I was a rapper nowadays, I would be wearing a suit. I have like, but like when I'm not on stage, man, I ain't wearing that crap. I'm not wearing all these chains and stuff, so I can look like a target.
What would you be wearing, Jay? What kind of suit would you be wearing on stage?
I wouldn't be. No, that's your job. So that's different. But I wouldn't be walking around going places with $200,000-$300,000 of chain and stuff. Man, I ain't wearing that stuff. Then somebody, I can't remember the rapper's name. Didn't he post something on Instagram that he was at Roscoe's and then yeah, man. Like you're a walking lottery ticket for somebody. Even though it was $100,000 of jewelry you have at the pawn shop, they'd be lucky to get 20 on the street. That's still $20,000 ticket you walking around with.
This is the thing that gets me, right? Is that these dudes, they're not new to this. They've been famous and they've been fairly well to do for a while now. And here's the thing, people can talk about me if they want to, but there's a reason why they have places like the Viper Room and rooftop bars at the W and these other places that average people can't afford to get into, because you don't have to go there and worry about getting shot or robbed. People aren't going to be up in the corner shooting dice. Like, why are you rich ass Negroes shooting dice with some hood niggas in a bowling alley? If you want to shoot dice, go to Las Vegas. You know,
JC,
you don't have to live that life anymore. When you put out that record and you got famous and you made money and you're able to have a family that can live a better life, you gave up that. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, that is no longer your life. And if you don't, and all these rappers who can't get that through their thick skull, what happens? They end up losing their life because they don't recognize it. That's not your life. You don't get to live that life anymore. And when you do, someone's going to take it from you.
JC, let me ask you this. Do you think rapper and rap in the future could even get away from this? Because if they try, oh man, you ain't real. You a sellout. I mean,
so let me say this, right? Anybody out there, if you into sneakers, sneaker investment, go to my YouTube channel at J Elevate. I am J Elevate on YouTube. The realest sneakerhead out. Now, let me say this, right? So, first of all, I think people get too comfortable in their situations. You know what I mean? Just not rappers, just people in general. You know what I mean? You make a certain amount of money. Most people are comfortable. They're happy for whatever they're, and they put that guard down. That's for one. For two, I think everything is going to come into a full circle. Here's what I mean by that, right? We call hip-hop now. Hip-hop ain't hip-hop no more. You just said rap, and you said it absolutely 100%. There's two different genres. You can't compare rap to hip-hop. What I do believe is at some point in time, true hip-hop is going to come back around. When, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But part of the problem is that you got to look at the A&Rs of these record labels. They're the ones who really say, you know what, let's put this music out. Let's do this. Oh, we don't like this type of genre music. We don't want this pushed out. Put them on the shelf. When we ready or when the time is right, we're going to push this over here. So if you really think about it, most artists out there who really are like lyrically inclined, right? Not just the ones who are talking about shoot 'em up, bang, bang, whatever, right? We have to look at that. We have to look at that. When is it going to come to a full circle? It will happen at some point in time, but it's really up to the music industry, unfortunately, to say, hey, we're going to start pushing this type of music out. You know what I mean? Look at J. Cole. How many J. Coles are out there? How many Kendrick Lamars are out there?
Yeah, Kelly, let me ask you this. He made a good point. Do you think with people able to use SoundCloud, YouTube, or all that other stuff, is that going to make a big enough difference? And maybe we can get people that make different music and hear them, because, you know, the machine does kind of push who you going to hear the loudest, at least. Is there any hope or no?
In regards to the statement you made in regards to the A&Rs are, you know, far and few in between now, because it's all about the likes. You go, they want to know how much views you got. It's all about your, you know, IG or online presence now is going to dictate the pace. So at the end of the day, you're looking at people who are not even the best of the selected few. It's just like voting. You know, I could go and put my name on the ballot. All I need is 100 people to vote for me. You understand? So you could go now, and you got these views, you got these likes, and that's what they determine. And so I agree that it's going to come full circle. That's just how life evolves. However, the machine is running itself right now, and it may get worse before it gets better because they are in charge. The way how the system is right now, the artists are in charge. And these labels, whatever, the labels have to transition. Just like you see how, remember when we had this whole big thing during COVID about that Marvel show, the Marvel show that came out, and the actress, who was it? Is Charlize? She sued them because of this the online
it wasn't Charlize, but I know what you're talking about. It was Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett, right. Yeah. She had to make that transition because the machine went to the Disney outlet instead of the theaters, right? The business is changing. It's definitely changing. And now, as for music, it's in the hands of the artists. These people just have to deal with it because that's how they get their money. Nobody's buying albums and stuff like that anymore. The industry
ain't going nowhere to buy it. Ain't nowhere to go. Ain't no store to buy it.
Even if you had it online, who's purchasing an actual album online right now?
They don't make a whole album no way.
Right.
You don't.
So the industry's change. I think it's just going to get worse because these kids that are coming up now, they are using the music to fuel this lifestyle because they privileged. All these kids that are coming up now, they the privileged versions of us, right? Mm-hmm. So now they got to go act like they really hard. They have to, enact what they're saying. So the industry's changed.
All right. Larry, what was you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, as far as the music industry, part of it is now is like, I agree, Kelly, that they're replacing A&Rs and the whole artist development process for people who are out there that can get likes and views on their social media. It used to be that they would find talent and they spent sometimes years developing them. Sometimes they would spend years getting them the right producers, making the right records, and then and putting them out.
Lulu.
Huh?
Say Famous and Lulu.
Yeah, but they would do this. They would spend the time developing these artists, and when they broke out, people were like shocked. They were like, "Who is this person? Where'd they come from? They came out of nowhere, and they're so polished, and they have a stage presence." And people in the artists be like, "I didn't come out of anywhere. I've been doing this for a minute. I've been working with this label, and we've been making records, trying to find the right sound and the right songs, and I've been doing, I've been showing up performing the fifth act on someone's random tour for 2-3 years or whatever, building my show up, and then they finally launched me. But they used to put that investment into people and these artists, and that's one of those things that kind of makes me upset a little bit with artists. But like people used to say, "Oh, I get so upset because these labels own my masters. They won't give me my music. They won't give me my rights to my music." And I'm thinking these labels sometimes spend millions of dollars developing you as an artist. They've invested in you as an artist so that you can go out there and you guys can make money together. Then once you blow up, now you're mad because they said, "Okay, we're going to develop you, but we're also going to sign you to a 5-album contract."
They can make their money. I saw this one interview with Suge Knight. Yeah, this one interview with Suge Knight. He addressed that, and he like, "Look, y'all be talking about what I did and made with Tupac and Snoop. What about Nate Dogg? He been on death row for years. He ain't had an album. His album ain't came out. I didn't make no money on that. Jewel. It ain't like 4-5 artists. Now he should have Lady of Rage. All of them. They should have put stuff out, but." You paying these artists, you got to pay for studio time, do all of this, and never had an album come out to make the money back. Now, I'm sure he did, with them on tours and other songs and stuff. So,
some people really can get taken advantage of, some of them. But the thing is that if you work your deal right, you recognize that they're going to get a certain amount out of you. And you may not get as much out of them right out the gate, but what they are going to do is allow you to build an audience. And then once you have that contract, that initial, it's sort of like being a rookie in the NBA or something. Once you get that
They
rookie
usually
contract
get
out the
your
way.
sales, and you got the tour.
Yeah. Once you get that rookie contract out the way, you're a free agent. Now you can come back and say, look, you can see I've sold hundreds of millions of records, or I've gotten all kinds of spins. Now it's time for me to get paid. You guys got paid. Now it's time for me to get paid too. And
hold that thought. Hold that thought. We got a couple other topics and got a few people. But Barika said the powers that be create generational wealth off Black trauma. We have to support positive, independent artists. That's what's up. Thanks for the support.
But here's the other thing too. Once you make it, you can't go back to the hood. That's just what it is. You can't go back and hang out in the hood thinking that you can. When you look at all these rappers, like the big size rappers that have been shot up, with the exception of Tupac and Biggie, they've all been shot hanging out in the hood. Can't do that.
Hometown.
You can't do that. You look at Nipsey Hussle. He was hanging out in the hood. You can't do that.
All right, hold on. Before we go to the next topic, anybody, Kelly, JC, y'all want to add on to some of this?
Let me say this. First of all, artists need to learn how to read the contract. All right. That's the first thing, because you're talking about right now, you know, about, oh, they own my rights to my music. Those artists signed that contract. They signed it. They need to learn how to read contracts. And also they need to also how to trust someone who knows how to read a contract, because contracts are very difficult. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. I agree with you about, you know, they actually take these artists and they mold them and they do all this other stuff. That's great. But what happens is used to. But if you're trying to get on quick and someone offer you, for example, $1 million, right?
Then you've been broke.
You're gonna be broke, because now you don't even know what's being taken out that $1 million that you owe them. So it's all about learning how to read and write contracts. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
because they tricked some artists I've heard, and then they thinking they shooting this fancy video, and they didn't know. No, you paying for this video.
Yeah,
you should have sat sitting on the step somewhere. All right.
But there are some artists out there. There are some groups and some artists that have been smart about stuff. Like when Wu-Tang came out, Wu-Tang said, we pretty much had our music. We had everything. All we wanted was distribution. That's all we were really looking for, was distribution and maybe some marketing. And they had already started to get buzz out there, you know.
And Master P.
Yeah, Master P. And I think that some of these artists nowadays, they should approach these labels with a different mindset, because some of them are expected to do so much of what the labels used to do. A lot of the marketing stuff they're expected to do through their social media platforms. And so when you're doing more of the work, you should get more of the money, you know?
All right. Kelly, kicking it off with you. Kanye, he been in the news a lot lately. And now the Kanye stands, they have risen up. And they mad that he is no longer, their little god is no longer a billionaire on paper. And so they're going to raise a GoFundMe so that they can raise $1 billion to give to this man, just so that he can say he's a billionaire again. What do you think about this, as well as everything else he's been involved in?
I hope that's not real. I hope that's not a real thing at all. I don't even know what to say for that. I think that's so ludicrous. Like, he got more money than all of y'all combined, and you trying to raise a GoFundMe for him? Like, what's really good with? I just don't say. In regards to Kanye, I wish he had somebody around him that cared enough that who could, you know, I guess, penetrate his mind. Let him just sit down and calm down. Just be quiet for a little bit. You know what I mean? When I see people like that, I'm like, yeah, you don't got nobody who really check for you in your life, because he wouldn't be out here going crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna read you all this right quick, and then I'll go to the next one of you guys. It says that according to All Hip Hop, several campaigns were launched, with one in particular saying, make Kanye West a billionaire again, like make America great again, make him a billionaire again. This specific fundraiser was removed by GoFundMe after earning just $5, but others have not been taken down. Somebody actually got it started with 5. I put 5 on it. Anyway, what do you think about this nonsense? You know, JC, Kanye, and everything he been up to.
Well, first of all, this GoFundMe is a joke. All right, Mom been living a good life since what? 1999, 2001. He been living a good life. All right, just like his song said. I'm not gonna go fund this man. This man already is paid. If you've been rich for how many years and you broke at this point in time, that's your fault. That's your fault.
Been damn near 20 years.
So I ain't no GoFundMe. Somebody need to go fund me. All right, go fund me, not him.
I hear that. Larry, what you think about Kanye lately and this GoFundMe and what's up with people? Why would somebody even think of something stupid like this?
I'll tell you, man, it does not at all surprise me because we in this country have we have a problem where we like to deify our celebrities, and there are people out there that for some reason think that because Kanye has acquired a lot of money, because maybe he's a talented, music producer, maybe he's a talented designer, I don't know. They think that because he has made himself into this massive personality, that somehow he's like a deity of some sort. And this idea of let's make him a billionaire, I'm thinking to myself, if someone was actually able to raise $1 billion and they gave it to him, I would be so disgusted with our people. I would say, if we can raise $1 billion, how about not raise $1 billion and send every kid we possibly can to school, private school, college, something. How about you start a program where you can start giving people down payments so they can buy houses, something. Well, if you're gonna raise money for someone in the community, how about raise it and share it with the community, not give it to somebody who's just going to use it to what? Make a line of clothes that says white lives matter and make blasphemous statements like slavery was a choice. And I mean, is that what these people are? They're just as sick and twisted as he is. That's really what it is. They're just as sick and twisted as he is.
Yeah, I mean, you made a good point, and I'm gonna bring this up. So you were talking about the white lives matter. And I did drink some of that water. It went down the wrong way, so I was almost about to die over here a second ago. We have water in the eyes and everything. I tried to cover it up. Nobody noticed. That's what I told y'all. But he can't actually sell White Lives Matter T-shirts because 2 black men own it. Now that's kind of dope. What do y'all think about that? These brothers went and trademarked the 2 black radio hosts in Phoenix, and now he can't do nothing with it, or he gonna have to pay them.
Not only I love the fact that they did this because it can't be used. That way, these white supremacists and other folks can't use it without paying these black men, and they don't want to do that. They would rather just not use it, and that to me is absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
JC, what you think about what happened, and what about people possibly coming together, raise money for something positive instead of giving it to this fool?
So let me say this, Larry. I agree exactly what you're saying. But did you guys also, knew that? No, I should say that in terms of having dollar amount, black people, we have the least amount of money, but we actually make up most of the percentage of the money that's actually going out of our communities and going elsewhere. So we're really spending so much money. So we're going to absolutely
we got high spending power. It only lasts how long they say when we get it? 30 seconds, 15 seconds in the community.
Yeah, like that's the 1 minute. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I agree with Larry with that. Like, yeah, we should invest in terms of let's go ahead and buy a house, let's go ahead and buy property, let's go ahead and buy something that's actually meaningful. I agree with you. I'm not giving Kanye no money. Kanye made a lot of money, and I know this dude has more money somewhere in his stash. This is absolutely retarded. It makes no sense. But let's take this money and reinvest this money so we can go ahead and build up what we need to do in terms for ourselves and for our children.
Okay. Kelly, let me ask you this right quick. Let me ask Kelly this right quick. He coming out with a new brand. I'm just saying. He go with a new brand. Skechers walked his ass out the door when he walked in over there. But say Russell Simmons is saying he free. He can get a new brand, start over, whatever. He get a new brand, start over. What? People supporting it? Black folks buying it? You buying any of it? What?
Listen, I've done already stopped my son from buying his stuff from 19. How long? I'm like, don't bring another pair of them sneakers in this house. Okay. But you know what? Not a lot of people are like me. I stand for shit. You understand? If you're not supporting me, what my color, this loveliness right here, I'm not supporting you either. So therefore, no, the answer is no. But what I don't get is why people acting like he broke. Why they acting like he went from $1 million to 0? That's my thing. This man is still a multi-millionaire now. You know,
they said he got about 150 million in cash and the rest in property and other assets. So
exactly. To me, they're sounding like if he went down to 0. You know what I mean?
150 million in cash is real good in life.
Exactly. So they acting like it. To me, it sounds like that. Like, oh, we gotta help him because he went. They took everything from him. No, take it easy. No.
Larry, what you was gonna say?
I don't remember actually what I said before, but I mean, you're right. They people are acting like they took everything from him. The brother is still extraordinarily wealthy, and I mean, he would have to work hard to spend all of his money before his days ended. He would have to work hard to do that. He has so much money that he's making more money than he can probably spend on in a day. You know, and I just I think people, if he starts a new company, I think people will go out there and buy his crap. Because there's a lot of people out there, they don't care the reason why you're famous. People think that fame is fame now. It used to be that people differentiated between being famous and being infamous. People don't care anymore. They just want their name recognized. They want to be out there. That's why you see people online on social media doing the most outlandish, ridiculous, dickheadish stuff you can find, because they don't care about getting famous in a way that's respectable or honorable. They just want to be recognized. And some people recognize they're never going to be that, but they want that association. And if the only association they're going to have with that is wearing somebody's famous, some famous person's brand of clothing. And I mean, I give two freaking licks about any of that stuff. I mean, I rock Levi's every day because I give two shits about somebody's $200 pair of jeans. No.
Yeah.
I have two pairs of so-called branded shoes. I have a pair of Kyrie Irvings that I bought like 5 years ago on sale at the Potomac Mills Outlet Mall. And I have a pair of Kobe's. And I have a pair of Kobe's that I jacked from my brother that I didn't even know they were Kobe's until after he passed. My brother said, "You still have those Kobe's you took from me?" And I said, "What Kobe's?" He said, "Those shoes you took from me were Kobe's."
You got Kobe rookies up in this piece.
I got some,
not on purpose. No,
I think he got them. My brother used to work for the Clippers, and I think he got them from one of the players that was there. One of the players that they came through, one of the reps, I think it was a Nike rep or something, and came through and gave them to him. And he was like, I don't know what the rep thought coming through the Clippers locker room with a pair of size 12s. And, he was like, nobody in here wear 12s.
No, they 15s and ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as shoes, that's next subject on that. You know what I mean? For somebody who
we got two sneakerheads up in the chat, Larry.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I got too many to count, so I can't. I got shoes I ain't worn in years. Never bought them brand new. Still got them. Years, never wore them. So they're like a collector's item. It ain't even a shoe. It's a investment piece. It actually performed better than the stock market, especially this year. But anyway,
You know, it's funny. Some people have like a real objection to people buying shoes and not wearing them. And I don't find anything wrong with it. If it's a collector's thing for you, if you're collecting shoes, it's sort of like people who collect, you know, Star Wars action figures or something. People say, why you buy toys and don't play with them? Because they're not meant to be played with. These, like, I have a set that I play with, and then I have a set that I keep over here, is what some people do. You know, it's like people who collect stamps. Why are you gonna get mad at somebody who buys stamps and doesn't lick them and put them on an envelope, or somebody who buys?
You get your comparison, but I like to compare it to sports cards. That's better than a stamp. And
no, but stamps are a big deal, Jay, to those people. So,
yeah, a lot of money, but
it's like people who do coin collecting. You know, they want coins that are pristine, uncirculated. They're not gonna be like, oh damn, I gotta do laundry today. Let me go ahead and grab my coin collection.
Right?
Nah.
All right, before we go to the next topic, I got a video somebody sent me on Instagram. I'm gonna play, and then after I play it, we'll talk about it. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, let's see this video. This was kind of interesting.
And John, hey boo, give me better light, baby. Hey, look at those breasts. Oh, you can't body. Okay. Yeah, and I just got. Let me tell you, sweetheart, I'm a transsexual. I just got my vaginal, and this is why I came to the candy show. Because it's time, baby. It's been 6 months. It's been those 6 months, girl. So you say you're a transsexual woman? Yes. So that means you was born a man. Yes. So your breasts, because I was gonna ask you were your breasts real. So those are implants. And then you say you just got your vagina? So what's 6 months?
Like you drunk as hell.
No, because it's healing. It's ready to go, baby. It's just a pill. It's ready to go. So you have to be a man willing to date a trans woman. Just got a new vagina 6 months ago. It's hot off the press. Hasn't been utilized
Hot off the press.
So you could be the first man to utilize her brand new pussy.
All right. There's a lot with that, but all I'm gonna say is, if a person is dating, should they let the person they're with know, you know, what they may be, you know, getting ready to deal with? Not be told, because I mean, maybe the person they may be with may not know. I mean, it seems they getting things done. And I don't know how it works, but maybe he may not know the difference. I don't know. So I don't know. Kelly, I'll start with you. should that person at least, you know, I'm not saying the first moment let somebody know all your business.
The very first moment, Jay. The very first moment.
Yeah.
The very first moment. Hi, my name is Yes, and I am this. That's how it's supposed to go, Jay. The very first moment.
That's kind of a lot, ain't it?
No, it's not. Because anything after that, you misleading me. So there's absolutely, I believe if somebody is going to respectfully interact with you, love you, care about you, they should know up front and give them the opportunity to treat you that way genuinely. You understand? Not under false pretenses, because the minute that comes out, you misled me. There's just no coming back from that.
Yeah.
So the answer is straight up the box. Yes, my name is Kelly, and blah, blah, blah. When you answer
where the answer come from?
Huh? Yes, Jay. Yes, but I think it should be upfront. And if you want somebody to really, you know, love you, care about you, have fun with you, whatever you want from the next person, let them do that with an open and clear mind about what they are getting into.
Okay.
That's it.
JC, what do you think? Should they come right out and say from the get-go, or at least wait till we see if something is going there Me personally, I think I would have a hard time as soon as I meet people saying that. Now, if we talking and then it seems something may be thinking, then I might say something then. But I don't know. It'd be like, hey, I'm Jay, and this is what's up. I don't think I would.
Would you want somebody to do that to you? Would you want somebody to?
Not when you first say hi.
So you would want them to talk to you, get to know them, nice and stuff like that, and then when you get to know this beautiful woman, then she tells you maybe 4 or 5 conversations, and well, you know, Jay, that I was not born a woman.
I mean, I wouldn't have been trying to get her in 4 or 5 conversations, no way. So that would have been enough time for me. But I don't know. I guess to each his own. If you see in the first conversation that person is making a move, then maybe you should, you know. But if they just talking and you know, it ain't that point, I don't know.
We're not talking about old buddy, old pal, old friend. We're talking about, oh, you look good.
Okay, well, then, yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, you should say something. Then I agree. JC, what you think about this?
Kelly, nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? You got to be straight up front, and just not even that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you said, you know, just think about it like this, right? If you're proud of who you are, state what you are, state who you are. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting either that person or other people the opportunity to accept you for who you are.
Agree.
That you know what I'm saying? That is.
All right, Larry, you want to add anything on this?
Yeah, I think there's a number of reasons why you should say something immediately. One is you should obviously give that person that you're interacting with the opportunity to make that a fully informed decision. And I think if you don't say anything until later, when the person may start to have some feelings, I think what you've done is just practice a bit of manipulation, and all you've ensured is that person will never ever trust you. Even if they decide they're going to try and be with you, they're never going to trust you entirely. But on the other end, you should say something immediately as a matter of personal safety. Every year we hear from the trans community how many trans people have been killed. Most of them are trans women. Most of them are trans women of color. And if you sit up there and you don't say anything and you go and you start, maybe you don't even sleep with the person. Maybe you're just making out with the person. You go to some bar or something, you meet someone at a club or something, you're making out, and then you let them go home, and then you hook up the next time, and then the person says, hey, before we go any further, I need to tell you something. And then they say they're trans. This person now is angry. They're like, you just lied to me, and I'm up here, you know, because there are some people who don't believe in trans stuff. Some people believe you are always what you were born with, or what your equipment. If you're born with a penis, you're always a male. If you're born with a vagina, you were always a female. Some people believe that, and if you end up with someone like that, you might find yourself in a very deadly situation. And I think just as a matter of personal safety and security, you have to let these people know up front. If the people are not cool with it, those are not the people you ultimately want to be with anyway, so it shouldn't matter. You shouldn't have to sit up there and say, well, he was so good or he was so nice. Maybe, but if he's not the type that would want to be with you for who you are, you're not losing anything by telling him right up front. And if the whole point is to say, well, if I told him, he wouldn't have slept with me. So basically you're trying to trick him into sleeping with you, which is no different than somebody saying, well, it is a difference, but it's if somebody had HIV, for instance, and they were saying, well, they didn't ask, so I didn't tell them. Right. You know, well,
it correlates, Larry.
It can adversely affect their lives, either their psyche or whatever. Maybe you pass it to them, maybe you don't. Some people might be saying, what does it care? There's drugs now. I've had it for 25 years. Nothing bothers me. I just take my cocktail and I'm good. Somebody may be thinking like, oh, well, if they get it, so what? They just take the same cocktail. But that's not the point.
You didn't give them the opportunity to make that decision for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. And people think that in their mind to justify it, well, you wouldn't have been with me or did this if you knew. Well, then this was never real then.
Yeah.
Right. It would have never happened. You know what I mean? If that's the case. So then
you want someone to be that way with you, even from a man to a woman. I don't want to be misled. as a woman from a man. I don't want that. And then eventually I find out this is what's going on. One, that's gonna hurt me, and I don't want to trick anybody because I'm not the one that they really want. It's a facade at that point. So I agree with everybody's sentiment for one reason or the other, and that's why I do think it needs to be, Jay, you know me, I like the front load. You gotta let me do a lot of stuff up front. That's my style. So I would naturally say that, but I really just want to, expound on what Larry said. I agree with you for safety purposes because a lot of people out here don't share the same sentiment, and we don't need, especially people of color, continuing to get hurt because they have the difference of opinion or lifestyle. We don't want that. No, we don't, because nobody's saving us out in these streets.
Yeah, the moral, keep it real, say what's up. I tell all my women, hey, look, I hope you got your saddle because you ready to ride. I'm about to roll out here. Ain't no surprise. Hop on.
All right, I'm gonna hold the backpack. Let me hold the backpack.
Ain't no surprise right here. This baby ain't getting tired either. Right. What's that shirt say?
Girl.
Boy, he got the little, little theme music with it and everything. All right, these young people today is crazy, man. We all done had kids and raised kids and been around at least. So this woman right here, I feel so bad for her. She upset. She found out her 16-year-old son stole money and spent $2,000 of her rent money on clothes for his girlfriend, and it's from Shine and Fashion. No, he probably got 2,000 items for $2,000. The cheap shit that's gonna fall apart after one use.
Hey Jay, can I back you up for just a moment?
Go ahead.
I just want to ask this, and I'm curious to see what the other folks think. For instance, I know we were saying if someone is trans, they should tell you right up the front. If you're meeting someone and you plan on dating them, and for instance, that you can't have kids, should you also tell them immediately?
Yes.
Yeah, because if they start either way, the guy liking her or she liking the guy, and then next thing you know, they thinking long term, and they might not have thought that and wasted so much time with you if you wasn't what they were looking for,
I think all the concerns, all of the topics that have concerns attached to them, but Jay knows this about front load. Get it out the way first so you can make a decision, an upfront decision, whether we need to go to date number 2 or let me know all the crazy stuff first. Do I want to know where the bodies are buried? No. But all the other stuff, let me know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to my girl.
Don't surprise vegan.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I said don't show up on the next date as a surprise vegan.
I only ate that burger to impress you, baby. I spit it out when we got out the alley. I had to use the toilet. That wasn't the number 2. That was the number puke, baby. I wanted that booty, girl. Did you see the dress you wore? Did you see you? That I'd have ate a Salisbury steak.
I'm done.
And you was next. All right, look at this right here. I feel bad for this woman, and I don't know, man. I don't know what to do in this situation. This is a tough one. Y'all, I'm going to play this, and y'all tell me what you think.
So irritated right now. My son stood up here and literally took $2,000 off my fucking credit card. That's my rent money. That's everything. Everything. He gotta go. I just put him out. He's 16. I already done sit there and told him I really feel like calling the fucking police. That's why I came live, so I can calm down. I really just feel like calling the police at this moment. You really took some money off my card to go sit up there and do some shit for a little ass girl. Y'all, I am so mad right now, man.
That don't seem like some real tears, but maybe I'm
I'm ready for me.
Oh no.
all right. She just do some more crying about the same.
So her rent money
Hold
was
on,
on
let me
her
ask you
credit card?
this. Hold on, let me ask. Yeah, she said credit card, which don't make no sense because most people ain't paying that with that. But who knows? She probably think a debit card is a credit card. I don't know. But let me ask you this: when you calling the police, you putting them out, you making them go get that shit and go return it? I mean, what we doing? Beating them up? I don't know.
Man, just report your card stolen. Like, I don't get
You
why
can't.
people do this. You can't?
You can't.
She
Because if you
didn't make
report,
them charges.
because if you report the card stolen and they find out that it was the son who stole it, he's going to jail.
Oh, so okay. Well, I've never reported any card stolen, Larry. So thank you for that bit of information.
They will investigate it. It ain't like they say forget it. I didn't think about it that far.
Yeah, and after I think over like anything over I think $1,500 is like grand theft. It's like grand theft, so it's a felony at that point.
Here's my thing. Why would you make this stupid thing if you're talking about should I call the police? If you ain't calling the police, why are you putting it on blast all over the friggin' internet? Like, I'm just so I don't like that video at all. I'm sad that her son stole the last $2,000 on her credit card that she was going to use to pay her rent. But geez, this go deal with your pick me man. Come off of the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
JC, what you think?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I think this video is clickbait. I think it's fake. I ain't gonna lie to you. First of all. Second of all, I'm not gonna question and ask y'all, should I call the police on my son? All right, what I'm gonna do, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get that 1965 grandma throwback, go ahead with that belt, grab that sweat. And I'm gonna be doing that until you go back to the store and get all my money back. You know,
at 16?
Hello? You had common sense. You had the audacity to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and work this out.
So you gonna use the belt at 16? You think that's gonna work? You gonna bend over your knee?
It's gonna make me feel better, Jay.
No. Either way it go, I'm gonna win that battle. Oh, trust me, you're gonna get that work. Because you have the audacity to disrespect the one who raised you, who fed you, who housed you. Oh no. We're gonna work this one out. I guarantee you work out.
Now, mind you, I am not blaming the mom because she's a woman. I'm just blaming her as a parent.
Correct.
I don't think that if you had raised your kid in the right way, in a particular way, they would even have the audacity to do something like that to you. They would have no interest in doing anything that would harm you or them, especially if you are someone who sits down with your kid and says, these are what our monthly bills are. This is how much money is being earned, and this is how the bills are paid. You teach them financial responsibility in the first place, so they recognize if I steal this money from my mother, we might be homeless in the next month. You know, if you teach your kids in a proper way so they understand, because some kids don't get that. Some kids think money just shows up because they have no idea how it really works. And they think a piece of plastic can buy whatever they want in a store and it just magically keeps on working. They don't understand it because no one teaches them until they get themselves in trouble with credit cards when they go to college and get their first little student visa, you know? And so, you know, I mean, that's what happens. You know, people go get their first little credit card. They are outside the store and somebody says, here, sign this. You can go get a free.
Happened to me.
You know? Yeah.
But let me
Hold on one thing, Kelly. JC, what you want to say? I saw you had something you want to say.
Yeah, but Larry, listen. This kid is 16 years old. This kid knew, supposedly this occurred, knew what he was doing. I agree with you, bad parenting, but the kid knew, oh man, let me take my mom's credit card or debit card, let me go ahead and do this. Knowingly, knew. And you just telling me we just gonna sit down and have a conversation?
I can tell you right now, when I was growing up, if my mom had her purse laying out, spread out on the couch, and there were new iPhones pouring out of them, I would be still using my old busted flip phone until she gave me one.
Correct.
I wouldn't touch it. I'm not stealing from my mom. I would not steal from my mom. And that's just one of those things I think people have not taught their kids right. And they either let their kids get away with everything, or they simply neglect their kids. Sometimes as they let their kids get away with everything, they're just too permissive. But a lot of parents are just neglectful and they just don't teach them anything. And as a consequence, the kids just run amok because they simply don't know better, or they don't have enough respect to care if they do know better. And so you have to teach them. You have to teach them so they can know better.
I think that I agree with you, Larry, because a lot of kids, especially in this generation, they are privileged. They don't realize how privileged they really are, because as parents in our generation, we don't want them to go through the same things that we went through if they're dealing with, poverty or stuff like that. So these kids don't even realize that they are as privileged as they really are. But this 16-year-old boy is doing this because there is crotches on the table. There are grown men that cannot resist the power of the P. And this little boy, because he bought all this stuff for the girl, he is tempted at this point. This thing is in his face. Like, listen, I'm gonna do this, I'm da-da-da-da. Because of course now all these young girls are talking about the bag, and they don't want to talk to no boy if he can't give them these perks associated with the bag. So that's why he took this thing, because the crotches was on the table, and she would not have given him probably the time of day if he didn't put something, because listen, these chicks out here are outlandish. They're out of control. These females, especially. This little boy was trying to secure his prize.
I hear you, Kelly, but here's the thing. This is the thing. There are dudes out there.
Larry, I forgot about the drinking game. I just saw you pouring your drink, and I said, "Damn it, I forgot all about it."
I'm not ready tonight. My drink is done.
The night is over now, but go ahead.
So here's the thing. You have dudes that get out there and give up all their goodies to the girls. You have dudes out there that get the girls to give up all their money and stuff to them. And then you have other dudes that are smart enough to recognize when they're getting played, and they can stay away, or they can let the girl, hey, I know you're trying to play me, either be straight up with me or bounce. And a lot of times dudes don't have anybody to teach that to them unless they have an older sister or a mother who's willing to teach them the game, because it is in large part a game. And my mom didn't always teach me that stuff, but I was blessed to have an older sister who is absolutely beautiful. Like, I have one of those sisters that I used to have to tell my friends, nigga, there's no way in hell you ever step to her, never, because everybody wanted my sister, But my sister was also one of those girls that was like, I'm not gonna let you get played like that, and she would teach me the game. And so I was never one of these dudes out there giving chicks a whole bunch of money or buying these chicks all kinds of stuff or spending a ton of money. I had when I was dating, I had a hard $40 cap for first dates. I'm not spending more than $40 on it. Chicks used to be, let's go to this restaurant and that restaurant, take me here and there. No, I'll be like, we're gonna go walk around at Venice Beach or Santa Monica, go buy a hot dog on a stick.
So you in California with stuff you could do for free. Everybody ain't around to take a stroll on the beach.
Man, you live in Chicago. You have a ton of stuff. You can go on a whole Ferris Bueller's Day Off out there.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Man, that's a movie. But it is things you can do in Chicago for free. But we in places that a lot of people are, New York, Chicago, LA. Everybody ain't in these great places.
Then you know what you do? You get creative. You go online and type in dates under $50. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. You find some stuff. You pack a picnic. You go get a pizza and have a movie night. You do something. Get creative. Go get a projector and put a big ass blanket in the backyard and create your own movie theater and snuggle up with some lawn chairs. Be romantic and creative. But the thing is you don't go spending all this money on chicks, on anybody until
that's the memories.
If that's what you're into, until you know that they're actually into you. And if you have somebody that's in your life that can teach you these things, then you can. And the fact of the matter is, most of these young men live with their mothers, and their mothers are not teaching them right. Their mothers are running around, letting their sons be taken advantage of. And they should not only should they not allow their sons to be taken advantage of because you want your sons protected, but men who are protected emotionally treat women better. They don't treat them like crap because men who get hurt treat other women like shit.
Right. And also keep in mind, it is, you know, it ain't always about the money. That's what society is telling people now, but the experiences and those moments are more memorable than stuff all the time. You know what I mean? So you going places, doing things, you know, that's something that'll make a bigger impression a lot of times than spending a lot of money. Because if you're a woman that's all you talk to is guys with money, well, what's gonna separate you then? If you can buy her stuff, well, all the guys buy stuff. Well, then what? You know, so don't go down that road. You know,
I don't buy. I've told every woman I've dated, I don't buy chick stuff like that. Like, I just don't do it. You buy your own shit. If you need your hair and your nails done, that's on you. I'm not asking you to pay to get my hair faded up. I'm not asking you to go get me that undercarriage wash on my car. You know, I'm not asking you to buy me a new lens for my camera.
Women like to be taken care of more than guys, so you know it's different.
I'll take care of you, just not like that.
Right, not actually paying the bill directly, huh? All right, we move on to this last topic before we get out of here, and that's Elon Musk. And what do you think about the richest man in the world now having one of the most powerful platforms? He talking about making people pay for the blue check, bringing controversial people like Lil Trumpster back and others. Larry, what you think about Elon and Twitter and the future of what's going on?
I think he should tread very, very lightly, because I think that there's a lot of people are just saying, oh, all this bluster about people are going to leave the platform is just a bunch of hucky puck and no one's going to actually leave. I mean, there may be some truth to that for some people, but I was just flipping through my feed today and on Instagram and saw somebody had posted a thing that said account deleted, sorry to see you go, whatever, blah blah blah, you'll come back or something. And it was a thing with the hashtag for this thing where they're talking about people are leaving Instagram and leaving Twitter, and people are starting to post about it. And it doesn't take a lot before you have very influential people leaving the platform and going somewhere else before the thing starts to shrink really, really fast. Because if you start having some of the most influential people leave. Yeah, if you have some of the most influential people leaving a platform, the advertising dollars are going to follow those people. And so, you know, it's one of those things. I think you have to be careful. I know everybody thinks like, oh, no, they're going to be fine. But people forget that Facebook, Facebook took out MySpace. You know,
and it's an advertising company. People think it's a social. No, Facebook is an advertising company, the largest advertising company in the world. You know, I can go on Facebook as a creator and I can put in certain criteria and target ads to people and pay. Yeah. You know, that's what it's for. Most people set up as users don't see that, but if you set up as a business, you'll see what Facebook really is.
And here's the other thing that people need to recognize about Twitter. I don't think Twitter is going to get as bad as it is, because Elon Musk still needs to make money off of this. He can't just buy it and then just blow the $40 billion. He still needs to make money from it. And if you start allowing all these far right-wing whack jobs and all the vitriol and racism and anti-Semitism, you invite all that stuff back to the platform, guess what happens? All the big people like Coca-Cola and GM and Ford and Procter & Gamble and all these other big advertisers, they say we can't be associated with that. That is extraordinarily damaging to our brand. We cannot have that. We can't afford to have our brand right next to a tweet from David Duke or some other white supremacist. So we're gonna have to just leave the platform, because we can't guarantee that our stuff is not going to happen. I mean, YouTube went through that. YouTube went through Admageddon or whatever they called it, where they basically all these platforms, all these advertisers on the platform said we can't advertise with you because there's too much stuff on there that we find objectionable and our consumers find objectionable. And since you can't guarantee that it's not going to land next to that, We're not going to advertise.
Yeah, people that's been on YouTube for over 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. You remember that time? That was a hard time.
Yeah, and that was the second time that it happened.
Yeah, and that was over the child images and stuff too. So now that's why you have to fill out that stuff. So, JC, let me ask you this. So Elon trying to make all these changes. He the richest man trying to go into space, do all this stuff. Now he got the way to talk to the world and let all this stuff. Now, if you have heard and familiar, he's been known to have, at the very least, questionable work issues at Tesla. Now they saying he's got people working nonstop at Twitter, 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. They say the managers even slept in the office over the weekend because he threatening to fire everybody. I don't know. What do you think about what's going on with him and how he can run his companies and things? I mean,
so let me say this. First of all, you know, like him, he has a lot of ambition, right?
He has a what? Okay.
He has a lot of ambition, So he didn't get to this point in life without having ambition, right? But the thing is, that I will say this about here in America, like it's all about work, die. Work hard, die, right? You go ahead and look over there in Europe, you know, they say, hey, you know what? You can make the same amount of money or you can make more money working less, but you can have a healthier life, which also in return, what? You have employees who are willing to stay with you a lot longer, right? So here, we just want to work you like a dog because why? Because it's going to make me what? More money. Part of this situation is called of the haves and have-nots. Okay? Haves are the ones who can do whatever to pretty much what they want to do and say what they want to do, and the have-nots don't have the money. So either you're going to follow what I say, or you're going to go ahead and get booted out, and you can figure out how you can go ahead and find you some other work. That's
using that carrot that is somebody that wants your job waiting outside.
The problem is when you start saying that to these engineers and coders and stuff at Twitter is those folks don't have any problem finding work.
Right. They don't
I bet you if they start talking about we're gonna fire you, Apple and Google and Facebook and all them, they're gonna be with their arms wide open talking about we have signing bonuses waiting. Come on, bring all that experience, bring all that brain power over here. We're happy to have it.
But see, Larry, I agree with you saying, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes of these individuals, these engineers, if they're making more money than what we know. We don't know that. Like I said, this man has ambition. I'm quite sure he has the premier of the premier, the top. Yes, they can go find another job, but you also got to look into a point of, you know, when you lose something, right? And you're in a certain position now, you want to go work for Apple per se. Do you really think you're going to go ahead and have the same exact job title to include the same exact pay, to include the same exact rapport that you already built with this organization? I understand, but that's something else.
Yeah.
You never know. Could be better, could be worse.
It's probably going to be better. And a lot of these engineers, the only reason why they're there is because they're not super business savvy, because a lot of these engineers have all the technical know-how to create their own shit. All they really need to do is find somebody who's business savvy to say, you do the technical stuff, I'll take care of the business stuff, and we have a whole new platform that's kicking off. And there's venture capital out there like a mug. Right now, the market is in the straight tank. So there's a lot of people out there with cash that just racked up billions of dollars of cash during the pandemic, and they have nothing to do with it, and they're not putting it in the market because the market is full of shit right now. They're sitting there waiting for something to waiting for some place to invest their money.
Well, that's why you invest in shoes, Larry, so you can go ahead and get the return on your investment.
That is true. And you can use and enjoy your investment on the night on the town. Okay, Leezy, you got the last take on this. And also he fired the top executives and cut checks for 25 million, said, all right, you fired. By the way, here's 25 million, go.
Did you see Lolo Jones? She did the Olympian. She did her Halloween costume, dressed up as one of the the dude's walking out with her with a box of stuff and a headphones and a Michelle Obama book in his head.
Well, I'm going to be a little bit controversial here, right? What if he's doing this to tank Twitter? Remember, he wanted to get out of the deal, right? Remember at the beginning, he tried to pull out of the deal and they were like, no bueno. It's too late. The papers are signed and he wanted to get out. So what if he's doing this to tank Twitter?
But why would that benefit him?
He don't need a benefit from it. He didn't want to be in it. But listen, he's the richest man in the world.
40 billion on the line now. You ain't gonna mess it up now.
Listen, to me, when it comes down to certain money, what is it? You think he's gonna turn into Kanye? He's not gonna turn into Kanye. You understand?
He's already Kanye.
He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to pull out. Jay, I remember we even had that discussion one time. We were talking on Friday, and you brought it up. I had read the article. He wanted to pull out from the beginning, and they were like, "No, we're not gonna let you do this."
Yeah,
so you know what I tried.
Then they saw how much they was gonna probably get if he bought it. They like, nah, forget it, come back.
Yeah, you can't pull out. So
Kelly, if you say pull out one more time,
I know, right? I've been waiting to say it like 3-4 times. So hey, guys are not good on the pull out of the deal.
Well, he gonna mess it up.
We don't pull out of deals. We stay all the way to the deal is done.
You know, if you want a man to commit, that's the moment of commitment right there.
Right. What's
my bad. That's my last word. My last words is pull out, period.
I know that's right. Man, I appreciate everybody for coming. After the pull out.
Yeah.
But you know, it was good. Next time we gotta have that drinking game, right? You know, I forgot. But we gonna have it next time. So
we're gonna do a part 2. All 4 of us, we're gonna do a part 2 and put the drinking game in next Tuesday.
Yeah, for sure. You know, come with three questions, pick 3. You know, so that's
it in, pull it out.
No, pull out.
Right, that's a good start right there. Hey, y'all, don't forget to check out Larry at Today I Feel Like. Go ahead and subscribe, as well as my guy JC right here. What's the name of your channel again, man?
J Elevate on YouTube, the realest in the game.
There you go. Check it out. He got videos about sneaker life and content, so check them out. And of course, my K Leezy in the building. Hit her up on Instagram at BK all day with 358.
Let me find out, Jay. Okay.
I'm gonna give me some new sunglasses so when I meet Kelly, she can smile for me. Hold on, let me put my glasses on so you blind me first with that brightness.
I know,
you know?
$1 billion smile over here.
You know, just lighting up rooms.
Yes.
Boy. All right, everybody, y'all be safe. Catch y'all on the next one. We out of here. Peace.
All right.